Hello and welcome to Raju Notes channel, your pit stop for weekly current affairs updates. The updates tailor-made for students taking all kinds of competitive exams like UPSC, civils, defense and placement interviews. Please subscribe to the channel and stay updated every Sunday.
The Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, approved the Unified Pension Scheme UPS. The salient features of the UPS are: 1. Assured pension, 50% of the average basic pay drawn over the last 12 months prior to superannuation. 2. Assured family pension at the rate of 60% of the pension of the employee immediately after his or her demise. 3. Assured minimum pension at the rate of 10,000 per month on superannuation after minimum 10 years of service. 4. Inflation indexing. 5. Dearness relief based on All India Consumer Price Index for industrial workers. 6. Lump sum payment at superannuation in addition to gratuity. About 23 lakh central government employees would benefit from this scheme. This scheme will be effective from 1st of April 2025. "24-year-old Duplantis breaks pole vault world record for the 10th time." Swedish pole vaulter Armand Duplantis has broken the men's pole vault world record for the 10th time. The 24-year-old cleared the mark of 6.26 meters in his second attempt at the height during the Celsia Diamond League on Sunday. The two-time Olympic gold medalist has set the previous world record by clearing 6.25 meters at the Paris Olympics. Two NASA astronauts, Sunita Williams and Barry Wilmore, will return to Earth in February 2025 with SpaceX. They were originally on an 8-day mission but will now spend around 8 months in the orbit due to an issue with their Boeing Starliner spacecraft. The astronauts Sunita Williams and Barry Wilmore have been aboard the International Space Station ISS beyond their planned mission duration due to unforeseen circumstances, making this rescue mission a critical operation. SpaceX mission will involve sending a specially modified Crew Dragon spacecraft to the ISS. The spacecraft will be equipped with an advanced life support system and additional provision to ensure the astronauts' safety during their journey back to Earth. The second India-Singapore Ministerial Roundtable (ISMR) was held in Singapore last week. During the meeting, the leaders of India and Singapore emphasized ways for further enhancing cooperation between India and Singapore in emerging and futuristic areas. Both sides deliberated upon 6 pillars identified under ISMR, which include digitization, skill development, sustainability, healthcare, medicine, and advanced manufacturing and connectivity. The high-level ministerial mechanism called the India-Singapore Ministerial Roundtable (ISMR) was established to chart a roadmap to take bilateral relations to new level. The inaugural meeting of ISMR took place in September 2022 in New Delhi. Singapore is India's sixth largest trade partner with a share of 2.9% of India's overall trade. Singapore continued to be the largest source of FDI into India. Ladakh to have 5 new districts. Home Minister Amit Shah on Monday announced that Ministry of Home Affairs have decided to create 5 new districts in Union Territory of Ladakh. The 5 new districts will be Zanskar, Dras, Sham, Nubra and Chakstang. Shah said that this is being done in pursuit of PM Modi's vision to build a developed and a prosperous Ladakh. Prime Minister Modi spoke to US President Joe Biden last week and discussed regional and global issues, including the situation in Ukraine. Mr. Modi received a telephone call from US President. Both leaders reviewed the significant progress in bilateral relations and highlighted that India-US partnership is aimed at benefiting the people of both countries, as well as their entire humanity. While discussing the situation in Ukraine, Mr. Modi briefed President Biden on his recent visit to Ukraine. He reiterated India's consistent position in favor of dialogue and diplomacy and expressed full support for an early return of peace and stability. The two leaders expressed their shared concern over the situation in Bangladesh. They emphasized restoration of law and order and ensuring safety and security of the minorities, particularly Hindus in Bangladesh. They also reiterated their commitment to further strengthening the cooperation in multilateral fora, including the Quad. The 17th India-Israel Foreign Office consultations were held in New Delhi last week. The Indian side was led by Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri, and the Israeli side was led by the Director General of Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs Yaakov Lishton. Reflecting on the strength of the India-Israel strategic partnership, both sides discussed various issues of bilateral interest in depth and reviewed the entire gamut of bilateral endeavors. The two sides also shared views on the prevailing situation in West Asia and Indo-Pacific. Reiterating India's strong and unequivocal condemnation of the terror attacks on Israel on 7th of October 23, the Foreign Secretary called for the unconditional and immediate release of all hostages, ceasefire, and the need for continued humanitarian assistance and adherence to international humanitarian law. At the same time, he also shared India's concern at the escalating situation in West Asia and emphasized restraint, dialogue, and diplomacy. The Union Cabinet has approved a proposal to conduct e-auctions for 730 private FM channels in 234 new cities. The move aims to boost local content in the mother tongue and create new employment opportunities. Briefing media in New Delhi, Information and Broadcasting Minister Ashwini Vaishnav said the decision will take the FM radio to uncover Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. He said these projects will focus on local talent. The estimated reserve price of this auction is over 784 crore rupees. Many of the approved cities are in aspirational districts and left-wing extremist affected areas and will further strengthen government outreach in these areas. It will also create new employment opportunities. A novel single-strain oral cholera vaccine (OCV) has been launched by Bharat Biotech International Limited in Hyderabad. The vaccine, named Hilchol, was developed under the license from Hillman Laboratories and is funded by Merck, USA, and Wellcome Trust, UK. Speaking at the launch, the Bharat Biotech International Limited Executive Director Dr. Krishna Ella said, Hilchol is a success story of partnership leading to public health solutions. He added that the new large-scale production facility in Hyderabad and Bhubaneswar will significantly enhance the production and supply capabilities of the oral cholera vaccine (OCV) as part of their efforts to combat cholera globally. Global statistics suggest that there is a deficit of about 40 million doses of OCV worldwide, as there is only one manufacturer supplying them. While cholera is preventable and treatable, over 8 lakh cases registered during the past 1 year and 5,900 deaths reported in 31 countries. The vaccine is administered orally on day 0 and day 14 and is suitable for children older than 1 year. It is presented as a single dose and should be stored between 2 degrees and 8 degrees centigrade. India has developed its own indigenous RtPcR testing kit for Mpox. The Central Drug Standard Control Organization (CDSCO) has approved Siemens Healthineers IMDX Mpox detection RtPcR test for the viral disease. The test delivers results in just 40 minutes, significantly faster than the traditional methods which take 1 to 2 hours. The World Health Organization has declared Mpox public health emergency of international concern in view of its prevalence and spread across many parts of Africa. According to the WHO, globally since 2022, more than 99,000 cases and 208 deaths from 116 countries have been reported due to Mpox. The Joint Committee of Parliament on the Waqf Amendment Bill 2024, constituted under the chairmanship of Lok Sabha MP Jagadambika Pal, has invited views and suggestions from the public, NGOs, experts, stakeholders, and institutions. As per the communique, the memoranda or suggestions submitted to the committee would form part of the records of the committee and would be treated as a confidential and enjoy the privileges of the committee. It added that those who are desirous of appearing before the committee, besides submitting memoranda, are requested to specifically indicate so. However, the committee's decision in this regard will be final. The text of the Waqf Amendment Bill 2024 is available in Hindi and English on the Lok Sabha website. The Waqf Amendment Bill, which was introduced in Lok Sabha during budget session, was referred to the Joint Committee of the Parliament for examination and report on the bill to the House by last day of the first week of the winter session of the Parliament 2024. India and China have decided to uphold peace and tranquility on the ground in border areas. Both the countries have reiterated that the restoration of peace and tranquility and respect for the line of actual control (LAC) are the essential basics for restoration of normalcy in bilateral relations. The 31st meeting of Working Mechanism for Consultation and Coordination on India-China Border Affairs (WMCC) was held last week in Beijing. Joint Secretary East Asia from Ministry of External Affairs Gaurangalal Das led the Indian delegation. The Chinese delegation was led by Director General of the Boundary and Ocean Affairs Department of the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Hong Liang. According to the Ministry of External Affairs, two sides have an open, constructive, and forward-looking exchange of views on the situation along the line of actual control to narrow down the differences and find early resolution of the outstanding issues. Both the sides agreed for intensified contact through diplomatic and military channels. The second Arihant-class nuclear submarine, INS Arighat, was commissioned into Indian Navy on 29th August at Visakhapatnam in presence of Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh. In his address, the Raksha Mantri expressed confidence that Arighat will further strengthen India's nuclear triad, enhance nuclear deterrence, help in establishing strategic balance and peace in the region, and play a decisive role in the security of the country. He described it as an achievement for the nation and a testament to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's led government unwavering resolve to achieve Atmanirbhar Bharat in defense. The construction of INS Arighat has the distinction of having the indigenous systems and equipment which were conceptualized, designed, manufactured and integrated by Indian scientists, industry and naval personnel. The technological advancement undertaken indigenously on the submarine make it significantly more advanced than its predecessor, Arihant. India, Maldives, Mauritius and Sri Lanka have signed the Charter and an MOU for establishment of the Colombo Security Conclave (CSC) Secretariat in Colombo to address security and stability challenges in the Indian Ocean region. The signing ceremony was hosted in Colombo by the government of Sri Lanka. The CSC's core objective is to promote regional security by addressing transnational threats and challenges of common concern to the member states. There are 5 pillars of cooperation under the CSC, namely maritime safety and security, countering terrorism and radicalization, combating trafficking and transnational organized crime, cybersecurity and protection of critical infrastructure and technology, and humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. Para-athlete Preeti Pal has become the first ever Indian to win a medal in a track event in the history of Paralympics. The 23-year-old bagged bronze medal by clocking 14.21 seconds in the women's 100 meters T35 event at Paris 2024 Paralympics. It is India's third medal at the ongoing Paralympic Games. Meanwhile, shooter Avani Lekhera became the first ever Indian woman to win 2 gold medals in Paralympics history.
Well, that's all friends for this week's updates. See you soon next Sunday on the same channel. Till then, take care. Bye bye.